Hello everybody, I'm Walker and welcome back to All About Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polishes. And I am so excited. I actually cannot contain my excitement to be filming this video. This is going to be a review and swatch of the Zoya winter, holiday, whatever, 2018 collection. This is the Jubilee collection, and I think Jubilee perfectly describes how I feel in response to this collection. So if you want to know why and you want to see the polishes in this collection, then just stay tuned. So I'm actually going to split my review into two parts. The first part is this video that you're watching right now. Welcome, congratulations, you made it here. And in this video, I'm going to do kind of the traditional live swatch, talk about the polish, read the description from Zoya, and then I'll tell you at the end kind of which were my favorites from the collection. And then in the second part of my video, which will probably come out next week, so maybe around Wednesday next week, I'm going to show each of these polishes and compare it to a couple from my collection from Zoya that I think it is the closest to, and talk about dupes or similarities or differences to help you kind of get a better sense of each individual polish. And I thought about doing that all in one video, but honestly it's a 12-piece collection. It's going to take a long time just to swatch these polishes, let alone pull others and talk about them kind of in the depth that I want to. So, you know, if you watch both these videos, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the way that I split it up. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive into swatching these polishes. The first polish that we're looking at today is Astrid, and Astrid is described as a liquid gold foil that adds a festive touch to any holiday look. And Zoya says you could wear this as an accent or alone, and I am really excited to get this one on the nails. You can see it's just packed with that gold shimmer. This gold color looks a little bit brassier compared to some of Zoya's other golds, but it's really pretty. I'm really excited to do some comparisons. It's covering really opaquely in this first coat, like very impressively opaquely. And that glitter is super sparkly. The gold is really shiny, which I think adds to the opacity because you're seeing a lot reflected off of the nail. Okay, so there's one coat of Astrid. Okay, so I'm going to come back in for a second coat of Astrid, and this is really just to kind of fill in any patches that aren't as dense. It was pretty opaque on that first coat though. I tend to do pretty thick coats, so that could have contributed to it, but I think it looks pretty solid. Alright, so that's two coats of Astrid. This is definitely a holiday polish if I have ever seen one. Next up is Leigh. Leigh is described as a perfect winter nude. Zoya says that this one has a hint of pink to complement any skin tone, so I'm excited to see this one on the nails and also compared to some of their other nudes. They have a lot in this kind of range of color, but this one does look like it has a little bit more pink in it than some of their others. This first coat is coming out pretty opaque. Again, I do kind of thick coats, but it's looking really even and really opaque. I can see a little bit more of that blush, that pink tone now that it's up against my skin. And I really like this polish. I don't know that it screams winter to me, but it is really, really beautiful. Zoya's cream formula is pretty perfect, and this is no exception by any means. So my second coat is really just evening out that first coat, giving it a little more of a consistent finish, but that first coat was, like I said, really, really opaque, so this is not necessary. So there are two coats of Leigh. This one is Carson, and Carson is described as a muted nude pink cream. This definitely kind of checks the bucket of blush. Alright, so going in for the first coat of Carson. This formula is a little bit thinner than Leigh, than the last polish that we looked at, but it's still covering really opaquely, not needing a lot of manipulation, and self-leveling really well. Okay, so there's the first coat of Carson. Carson looks just like Leigh, like it is almost a one-coat polish. I am going to go in for a second coat just to kind of deepen that color and coverage, cover up any spots where my application wasn't as even, but it does look like it's almost opaque in one coat, which you know, is pretty typical from Zoya, but is always kind of incredible with these lighter colored polishes. So this second coat of Carson is, like I said, just evening out that application, mostly making up for mistakes that I made, not that the polish made. And that second coat of Carson is totally opaque. After Carson, we get significantly brighter and more festive. This is Taryn. Taryn is a fiery fuchsia micro iridescent shimmer with blue undertones. And you can really see the blue in this bottle. I really hope it's coming through on camera because the undertones in this polish are stunning. This looks like a perfect party polish. All right, in this first coat of Taryn, it is going on really evenly. There's not a lot of spottiness or patching or streaking, which I sometimes get from Zoya's shimmer polishes. You can also see a lot of that blue undertone on the nail. It's really translating really well, which is pretty nice. And this is definitely a bright pink fuchsia color. So it's one coat of Taryn. The second coat of Taryn is really just deepening that color and evening out the application. It was a really good formula. I have some of Zoya's more shimmery polishes that honestly I'm not that impressed with their formulas, but this is not streaky, you don't get any brush strokes. This is a really, really good polish. And it may not be my favorite color, but I'm sure that somebody will love this for holiday parties. This is 2 coats of Taryn. Next up is Maxine. Maxine is the first intensely pigmented cream that we're going to look at in this collection. Maxine is a red, rich cream. Zoya says it has evenly balanced undertones. Okay, this first coat is really smooth, really, really beautiful. This looks like a perfect winter red to me. It's got a lot of personality, but it's really vibrant. I feel like this in the snow just seems like it would be so beautiful. Okay, so there's the first coat. It is really smooth. It is really opaque. I love this one. The second coat of Maxine here is really just kind of smoothing out that application. The color is getting a little bit more intense, and this is an absolutely beautiful polish. Maxine is a perfect winter red. I am really loving it. This is 2 coats of Maxine. And it wouldn't be a Zoya collection if there wasn't another pink. This is Alison. Alison is described as a plum-toned ruby cream. Alright, so on this first coat of Alison, I can already tell that it's got a lot more of the purple undertone that they mentioned. It's got a lot more of that plum color than the last kind of pink red that we looked at in this collection, than Maxine. And I really like this one. I don't know that it's super unique in their collection, but I really like it. You can tell I did kind of a thicker coat on my ring finger than on my middle finger, but even the thinner coat on my middle finger is really kind of opaque and even, so I am going to do a second coat. So on this second coat of Alison, this is doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. It flooded my cuticle a little bit there, but it is really just deepening the color, making it a much more kind of deeper plum shade, and then it's also, you know, evening out that application, that coat, making it super level and opaque. So that is 2 coats of Alison. Alright, and we're at the first pixie dust of this collection. These are the ones that people are talking about. This is Cookie. Cookie is described as a purple pixie dust with gold flecks, and I love the combination of the gold flecks in this purple base. I'm really excited to see what this looks like on the nails. Alright, so for the pixie dust, I do want to just point out, I do wear base coat for these polishes. You do not have to wear top coat for these polishes, but I do always wear base coat. I find it makes it a little bit easier to remove them, and especially these in this collection look like they're pretty pigmented, so I want to protect my nail from any staining. So here's the first coat of Cookie, and with pixie dusts, you know, the application doesn't really give you much prediction of what the color is going to look like. You really want to see it when it dries down and it gets that matte finish. So this is the first coat of Cookie wet right now. It has a ton of that gold shimmer. You can really see that on the nails. The purple base is really beautiful. but I'm gonna let this dry down matte and textured. All right, so here is this first coat of Cookie dried down matte, and it's pretty opaque. I find that a lot of these pixie dusts are actually opaque in one coat. They just, the matte, the glitter, they have so much going on, they often don't need a second coat. So I am just gonna leave this the way it is. You can really see that even though it's matte, that gold sparkle just really sticks out now that the base is dried down matte and there's no kind of glossy shine. So I am, now that this is matte, I'm gonna put on the Leopard Spots topper and we'll see what this looks like. I believe you're supposed to put on a relatively thick coat and then let it dry. And so I'm just gonna let this one dry on camera because I think that's the most exciting part, is watching it kind of separate into pieces. So here we go. I haven't heard anyone mention this yet, but this one feels like it has a different brush. This does not feel like the regular Zoya brush. It's really wide and flat. This is interesting. It looks like you're covering your nails with tar, which is kind of weird. But all right, there is my coat of the Leopard Topper. Right now on camera, it looks super weird. But you can start to see on my ring finger, which I did first, that it's separating and there's little like specks of purple and gold coming through. I don't know, maybe I'm more interested in this than I thought I was. Oh, that is kind of cool. You can like see the gold peeking through. Definitely, I think a thick coat is the way to go on this. I've seen a couple people do thinner coats and it just looks like dirty when it dries. I think thicker coats get you these bigger spots. They get you kind of more, you know, opaque spots, which doesn't make your polish just look dirty. I actually like don't hate this. Like, look at that ring finger. That looks kind of cool. I'm gonna give this a couple more seconds to dry. All right, so this is pretty dry now, and I'm gonna say I actually don't hate this effect. I don't know if I will, like, I don't know, run out and wear this every day, but it's kind of interesting. On my ring finger, I think you can see that there's a lot coming through, like a lot peeking through. It definitely looks like leopard spots, I'll give it that. And they are matte, so they kind of work with the pixie dust polish. The one thing that I had heard other people say, and I honestly just forgot, is that it does kind of pull your polish, like shrink it up while it dries. So here at the top, you can see that I have a little bit of like, not quite bald, but there's a little spot here where there's like not a lot of polish. And so I think I am gonna do this over the other pixie dust in this collection, and I will do 2 coats of that one because I think that will give you a little bit more polish to work with and end up with fewer of these balder spots and just keep the polish looking uniform even underneath the topper. So I'm gonna say I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. And for the 2 pixie dusts in this collection, they have creams that kind of match the tone of the pixie dust. So this is Chiara, and Chiara is described as a deep purple cream, and it's a little bit more of like a jewel toned purple, and it is supposed to, I think, kind of go along with Cookie, which we just looked at. Alright, this first coat of Chiara is unsurprisingly super opaque and really, really pretty. It is a really intense purple cream. This one almost reminds me of like a grape. Like, it's a pretty classic purple. So this is 1 coat of Chiara. I actually think that this is a 1 coat polish. I don't think that you need a second coat on here. I'm not gonna do a second coat. I think it looks really opaque. It's super glossy. The color is really smooth. I really don't think you need a second coat of this one. It looks great. Next up is Danica, and to be honest, this is one of the ones that I am most excited for in this collection. Shocking, it is a cream. This is described as a rich, deep teal cream, and it is a twist on holiday green, which I totally get. It has something reminiscent of evergreen, but there is a lot of teal in here. It's really unique. I'm excited to see this one on the nails. I've also heard that it might stain, so I'm gonna try and be really careful and stay on my base coat. And I'll let you know what happens when I take it off, but this looks gorgeous. This first coat is super opaque. It's really shiny and really dark on the nails. Like, it's drying really deep on my nails here. It looks really beautiful. It's pretty opaque. I am just gonna leave this one at 1 coat. It's really dark, so it dries pretty dark on the nails, but when I look at it, it doesn't look black. You know, it definitely looks teal. It's just really, really deep. This is 1 coat of Danica. So this one didn't stain for me. I just want to kind of show that, but do be aware, you know, I did see it stain on somebody else's review, so wear a base coat, be careful, but I didn't have that problem. This is a color that we haven't seen from Zoya this year, I don't think, at least not in this kind of range. This is Kateri, and this is described as a beautiful midnight brown cream. Zoya says to think of this as the new black. I'm really excited for this. This feels unique, it feels exciting, and I'm excited to see kind of how this one looks on the nails. Alright, this first coat, just like all the other creams in this collection, is going on really smoothly, really opaquely. It's self-leveling really well. God, Zoya's creams are just amazing, and they keep coming out with better and better formulas, to be honest. So this one is going on very opaque. It's got a little bit of green undertone in it, this brown, which is interesting, and I don't think really came out in the bottle necessarily, but this brown is really deep. It definitely, like the description said, looks almost black on the nails, but you can tell that it's not black. You can tell there's something else in there. I like this color. I think this is more appealing to me than wearing a straight up black polish. This is Kateri, and this is 1 coat. This is Juniper, and Juniper is a sparkling teal textured pixie dust shade. I don't even know how to describe this. It's a teal base, and it looks like the glitter that's in here kind of shifts from teal to purple, so there's a lot of purple in this bottle, which again I hope comes through on camera. Just like I did with Cookie, I'm going to show you this polish applied and then dried down matte. So here's the first coat of Juniper going on. It is thicker than Cookie. It is a little bit more intensely pigmented than Cookie, so I've heard this one stains as well, so I will again let you know once I take it off. As this one is starting to dry, I'm seeing a ton of that like teal glitter come out, and there definitely is some purple in there. I hope that's coming up as I move my fingers on camera. This first coat is really opaque. I mean, if I was just gonna wear it by itself and not do the topper, I would probably not put a second coat on, honestly. This is absolutely beautiful. This teal shimmer feels like, I don't know, like a mermaid or something. It's really pretty. So I'm gonna let this one dry down matte, and then I will be back. All right, so here it is dried down matte, and holy moly, this is a sparkly polish. There is definitely lots of teal glitter in here that I just love how when the polish dries down matte, the glitter stands out so much. There is some purple, kind of depending on how the light hits this polish, and I'm obsessed. I'm gonna split my favorites into 2 pieces. The favorites that I think I will get the most wear out of are these 3 for sure. This is Danica, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. I think this one is really dark. It's dark enough and it's a perfect balance between blue and green that I can wear it all the time without it being like too flashy. And then Carson is my favorite of the neutrals here. I'm wearing Leigh right now and I like it, but it's a little bit too, these like super creamy nudes are not my favorite on my skin tone. Carson I like, it's got a little bit more color, a little bit more life to it. And Kateri is just this absolutely stunning brown. It is like basically 1 coat. I loved this polish and think that I'll get a lot of wear out of it in the winter. It'll be a really cool alternative to black, which I'm pretty excited about. And then the 3 that I just love and am so glad that I own, even if I only wear them once in the next 12 months, are the new Pixie Dust Juniper. This is marvelous. Taryn, which is this like fuchsia with a blue flash, like so fun, and they just pulled it off really well. It's perfect balance between the base and the flash. It's excellent. And then finally, Astrid. This one was basically opaque in 1 coat. I mean, 2 coats is gonna just kind of bring it up to another level, but it's this really beautiful, for my complexion, really wearable gold. The super yellow golds don't work for me. This kind of brassy, almost like, it's got like a copper sheen if you look right in the light. And this is perfect for my skin tone, so I'm stoked to have this polish and can't wait to wear it to like a New Year's party. Okay, great. So let me tell you why I'm so excited about this collection. I'm so excited because it is the most unique collection that Zoya has released all stinking year. I just want to take a minute to look at these swatches from their other collections. Are you ready? Are you sure? Okay. Okay, let's start with the spring collection, Thrive. Oh, it's beautiful. And look at, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors that I would describe as between pink and purple. Okay, let's look at the summer collection. Oh, beautiful. Oh, okay, it looks like there's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 colors that I would describe as between pink and purple. Let's look at the fall collection. Okay, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 polishes that I would describe as between pink and purple. Like, just look at these. So I was so excited about this winter collection because I felt like it had the most variety of any Zoya collection this year. I mean, as always, the polishes that they come out with are beautiful formulas. They're perfect, but they've been boring. The Element collection like really frustrated me. I shouldn't be this hung up over a Zoya collection, but I am. But I loved this collection. I thought there were some really unique polishes in this collection that were both unique to my collection and unique to Zoya's collection, which is pretty exciting. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, stay tuned for part 2 where I'll do some color comparisons of these polishes with other polishes in my collection. And definitely let me know down below which polishes you're the most excited about. Are you as happy as I am that this collection has some uniqueness in it? And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And if you want to see swatches of these polishes and others as I wear them, definitely follow me on Instagram at AllAboutNails. I've already posted swatches of several of these polishes kind of in anticipation of this video. Awesome, thank you so much, and I can't wait to talk with you next time.